Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I gotta be a little quiet just because my wife and my baby are still sleeping. But I wanted to put out this video just to kind of give you guys an understanding of where we can possibly go in the next month or so with GameStop, if this actually is a real cycle push, right? Um, the weird thing is, right, every single time we've closed the bullish week, right, we've had a 1, 2, 3 week push, right? 1, 2, 3 week push, 1, 2, 3 week push, 1, 2, 3 week push, 1, 2, 3, 4 week push, and this recent time, 1, 2, 3 weeks again, right? We had this 3 week push starting on January 3rd. We pushed the week after, then we hit a slightly higher price the week afterwards, but we didn't really move that much, right? We actually ended up moving, from these lows of from the initial candle from $18 all the way to 400 something, right? And that same pattern happened throughout GameStop the first year that it was actually pushing hard like this in 2021. And the thing is, if we're playing this historically, then we can possibly, I don't want to say confirm, but we can possibly assume that it might end up pushing the same exact way. So if you want to play this perfectly, or at least smart way, statistically this has a more statistically a more higher probability of playing out, right? This would be technically the first week that it closes bullish, right? So we technically have 2 more weeks to go on bullish momentum if it matches anything that it did from 2021, right? Which is 1, 2, 3 instances of this happening, 4 instances this happening in late, or actually like 5 instances really, because this whole year it basically pushed 3 weeks after its initial candle, right? So one candle, two candles, and then it kept pushing for the next weeks, right? So as of right now, if this actually ends up being the first week close where we create this huge candle, I do expect GameStop, or at least historically, if it matches anything from before, from 2021, we can expect GameStop to push the same way the next 2 weeks or so, right? So we had a low of 90 to high of 122. That's a $30 move. So if we close the candle, somewhere around the lines of 140, that means that we just ran from 91. So we ran $50, right? Possibly if we close this week somewhere at 150, I'm half expecting next week to go all the way up to like around 200 or so, and the week after to go after maybe like 250, around this area right here. So in order to play this correctly, I would guess that anywhere between now and April, let me see, April 8th. April 4th is the start, so around April 8th calls for GameStop or even shares. I would think the safe thing to do right now is to possibly get either April 8th or April like 16th calls if you're looking at being risky. Personally, I would just focus on shares. If you're looking at GameStop, I would probably think about doing shares, because I do think there's a really good chance that GameStop can do a full 100% in the next week, within the next month or so, right? So playing this smart, I think that minimum, if you actually think historically that we are actually going to keep running, it usually plays out within a 3 week time span. So I'd say minimum, you should only be getting April 8th calls. You can probably get them at the furthest strike out. I'm probably going to end up picking up more calls today for GameStop at the 250 strike. So I'm probably going to buy 250s that expire April 8th, maybe the week afterwards. But the safest bet right now is shares. If you want to be risky, I'd probably go with calls, which is the way that I'm going. But historically, it takes 3 weeks of pumping to actually get to these highs, right? So you have your first initial week candle, 1, 2, 3, again, 1, 2, 3, again, 1, 2, 3. So if we are expecting anything similar to what happened in 2021, this is the first week candle. And I think we're gonna hit peak price, somewhere between April 4th and April 11th. We'll see what happens. Bye bye.